G'day friends, and welcome to Anything Goes Saturday. So this is where Robbie and myself share a project created with anything we have in our stash. So today I'm actually going to be using, I've done some fussy cutting from a birthday cut apart sheet from Uniquely Creative. Now I'm doing the fussy cutting because today is also World Fussy-Cutting Day. I will link my first video I did this morning in the description below, hey? And it explains what World Fussy-Cutting Day is all about. Okay, so I've got a piece of cardstock, white smooth. I think it's about 8 1/4 by 4 1/8. Now, I will have the measurements in a tutorial that will be available on my blog on Tuesday. So 8 1/4 is about, well, it is 20.9. And 4 1/8 is 10.5 centimetres, okay? We've got a piece of pattern paper, a piece of purple. Now I think this might be Stampin' Up. Don't quote me on that. It's a Stampin' Up colour, and I've forgotten the name of it. Could be Highland Heather, it could be Bubble Bath, but I will have the details in the tutorial anyhow. Then we've got a piece of paper from the cut apart, fussy cut apart, from the cut apart sheet. I've cut, I'm not doing too well, am I? I've cut 2 arches using the stitched arch dies. Well, let me rephrase that. That one is the stitched arch dies, okay? Then I've got the scalloped arches die. That one's been cut with that, okay? Then I've got a couple of fussy cut images, okay? So we've got a little duck with a birthday cake, and we've got some banners, and we've got the happy birthday sentiment. And this was cut with using the beach sign dies, okay? I love these dies. They're great for anything and everything. Okay, and we're going to do a bit of a sort of a fun fold. Now the paper comes from this paper pack by Hello by the Sea, and it's called Hello Baby, okay? And it's just got, it's one-sided, and it's just got all these pretty papers in it. Perfect for babies, boys or girls. Okie dokie. And you can also use the non-imaged paper, I suppose you would say, I'm trying to say, for any occasion. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to stick these 2 pieces together. Now, in the description below, I will also have a link to Robbie's project. We don't really know what the other one's creating, so it's a bit of a surprise to both of us. So then we're going to stick these 2 pieces together as well. Now, the cardstock is 4 by 4 because this is going to be a square, and which is 4 by 4 is 10.1 centimetres square, and then the pattern paper is 3 7/8, which is 9.8 centimetres square. Okie dokie. And then this is just going to go on here like this. Now I've only left a very narrow border on our card today, but so that's done. Now this is going to fit into a normal size envelope once we're finished with it. I've already done the inside, and I just used a piece of scrap pattern paper and a piece of the scrap cardstock. These would be easy to replicate too. You could change the shapes at the front and your card would look totally different. So that's done. Okay, now we're going to add this onto here like that. Okay, but before we add it, what I want to do is grab our envelope, and I'm just going to judge our envelope like that so that I know where to add our arch. Okay, and I'm just going to add, now you could have measured this, where to put your glue, but I'm just going to eyeball it. And fingers crossed. Sort of try and get it in the middle on both sides too, eh? Yep, that looks pretty good from the back. Okay, so once you place it on here, what you could have done was just mark the back of this with a pencil so that you know how far to place your adhesive. Okay, so that's basically our card done. So it just opens up like that. Okie dokie. Now our little duck is going to go down there like that. And what I should have done, but never mind, is add all our adhesives on the back beforehand. But sometimes you don't think of these things until after the fact. And of course I've only got the minis as well. And I'm gonna add a little bit more than I would normally do, because this is only being printed onto, it's thick paper, but I didn't have any of my normal cardstock to print it on that I use. So, and I could have added another layer behind to give it more support, but I didn't do that either. So we're just going to add extra dimensions. Now you can replace this with any image you like. You can stamp your image direct onto, well, even this pattern paper, because it's light enough to have, but I've made a mess of this. Light enough to have stamped images onto it. And we're just going to do one more smack bang actually, before we put that down, what we might do is add our banners, or our banner. And all I'm going to do is put one on each banner. And again, you could have added extra layer behind here. So all you had to do was trace the shape of the banner onto cardstock. Oops. And then cut around it and adhere it to the back. And that would have given you extra support. I want to be gentle with this. There you go. I'm going to chop these ends off. Then we can add our duck. Just smack bang there, making sure she's nice and straight. And our little cake. Now this is our little sentiment, and I'm just going to grab a Copic marker because I want a colour or go around the edge to hide that black. Oops, I suppose we better do the edges. These two. Not the black, the white, sorry. Just like that. Now, I think what we might do is grab a scrap of white, and I am actually going to make this more supportive, Probably don't need it because it's going to go onto that piece, which has been cut from the same dies. And we'll just put that right on the edge. There you go, look at that. Wouldn't even know. Okay, now this, excuse me, is going to go just like that, okay? So what we'll do is add a little bit of glue along the bottom of our sign or our sentiment. And we're just going to leave a little border on the left hand side and along the bottom. Just like that, okay? And then we can pop this up. Now what do I do? Oh, here they are. And again, I'm adding a little few extra dimensionals for support. You could have added tape along here as well. And I think we might just put that smack bang there like that. There you go. And to finish it off, we'll just grab some embellishment. So I've got a heap here. And I think I might use those ones. What ones? These ones, eh? And that is a card finish for today. Very easy, very simple, but as I mentioned, and it just opens up like that. So you just got to stand it up just like that. You can change this shape to whatever shape you want. Square, oval, circle, rectangle. I've done that one a little bit screw with. And I will have a tutorial on my blog on Tuesday. Okay, but all the details and my first video are in the description below, including a link to Robbie's project. Okay, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. See ya. All right.